Thanksgiving yesterday, did your shopping early this morning on Black Friday, because it's football time. The final regular season game here in the Big 12 for these two teams, number 14 Texas and Kansas. And I say regular season because with a win here today, the Texas Longhorns would advance to next week's Big 12 championship game in Arlington. And with that, we say hello. Justin Kutcher alongside DeMarco Murray and Petros Papadakis. Hope you have had a great start to your holiday weekend. Let's start off with the Longhorns. A lot to play for. Last week, their quarterback, Sam Ehlinger, left with a shoulder injury. He is back for today's game.
He's made huge strides from a year ago. Talking with Coach Herman, he loves the way he's playing. He's playing aggressive, but not reckless. 295 consecutive throws without an interception. That's why this offense has been lethal, because he takes care of the ball. He's a true dual threat quarterback that can beat you in the air and on the ground. Over 500 yards rushing, and leads this team with 10 rushing touchdowns on the season. The big news is, how's that shoulder? Can he make throws downfield to his two-headed monster, Colin Johnson and lil'jordan Humphrey? Can he get the ball downfield and stretch it and compete? And can he protect himself?
Okay, so that's the story for Texas. For Kansas, Petros, the story is the coach. David Beatty is coaching his final game here at Kansas.
Very emotional time for him and his players and his staff, and the team he inherited, there's no doubt, is better off now that he has had his time at Kansas and will be moving on. You see him tearing up. He has done good things. He's left a better product here than he inherited. Who's coming in? Les Miles. That's right. Les Miles, who's had a lot of success turning around Oklahoma State. I'm sure that's why Kansas thought he was such an attractive candidate, and all the success he had at LSU. Can he reawaken football here in Lawrence, Kansas? They're hoping that he can. Hired on Sunday, big contract. He's recruiting right now and assembling his staff.
These two teams, they met here 2 years ago. Kansas won. It was a big-time win for them. Number 14, Texas, with a win today, moves on to the Big 12 title game. Kickoff is coming up next here on FS1. 50 degrees here in Lawrence, Kansas. Justin Kutcher alongside three-time NFL Pro Bowler DeMarco Murray, former USC tailback Petros Papadakis. Joining us on the sidelines is Alex Curry. And speaking of Alex, let's go down to her and talk about the coaches in this game. Alex?
Well, Justin, there's going to be some added emotion to this game, not only because what's on the line for both these teams, as you guys mentioned, but because there's history between these two head coaches. Kansas head coach David Beatty told us that he knows Texas head coach Tom Herman very well from their coaching days at Rice back in 2007, when Herman was the offensive coordinator and Beatty was a wide receiver coach. He said Herman taught him a ton during their time together. They've become close family friends, and he has the utmost respect for him. It's going to be fun to see his buddy on the sideline. However, as soon as this game starts, it's going to be a heated battle, and because they know each other so well, he said it's going to come down to the staff that is best prepared and executes their game plan, guys.
We're looking forward to this one. You can see emotions on the sideline for Kansas. The staff, as Petros, you mentioned, they know it's their last game together. A hug before this for the head coach, David Beatty. Texas won the toss. They have deferred, so Kansas will receive. Cameron Dicker, the freshman, will kick to the freshman. Puka Williams back deep. He is there with Steven Sims, the senior. And we are off here on Black Friday. It is a short kick, and this is going to go out of bounds, so Kansas will start with the ball at the 35-yard line. We'll get the official call from our referee, David Alvarez.
Kick out of bounds, kicking team, first down from 35-yard line.
All right, so as this Kansas team takes the field, DeMarco, what should we be watching for?
Puka Williams, phenomenal freshman. Every time he touches the ball, he has a chance to make a lot of magic happen. He can go the distance at the strike of a match. On the other side, we're looking at Charles Omenihu, living in the backfield. He leads this team in sacks and tackles for loss. He's going to control that line of scrimmage, set the edge on this run game, and he's going to try to be a threat in that backfield all game long.
On the year, he's got 12.5 tackles for a loss, 7.5 sacks, which is third in the Big 12. Peyton Bender is a starting quarterback here for Kansas. You've got Puka Williams in the backfield coming off that huge game last week against Oklahoma when he rushed for 252 yards.
Special player.
first down. They'll give it to Williams. And Williams trying to get around the edge with that speed, but he cannot. He gets wrapped up by Brandon Jones, a loss of 2.
That is going to be difficult for Puka Williams to do in this game against the speed of the Texas defense. Peyton Bender, you see him, he's got a really quick release, and he's done some good things here. A little streaky.
Puka Williams is fast. He's going to have to take what is given to him by this Texas defense. He can't always try to hit that home run, go upside, north and south, and get going.
Khalil Herbert comes in at tailback here on 2nd down and 12. And the pass comes near side to Sims, and Sims will take it up to the 38-yard line. He gets 6. Jones with the second tackle.
Sims is one of those guys, a senior. He's been here with David Beatty. Very productive, deep threat. Really the best receiver Kansas has had and the most consistent in a long time.
2nd career in yards and touchdowns, 3rd in receptions at Kansas. 3rd and 7. Williams is back in.
And this is where Texas has struggled all year on 3rd down. They get turnovers and they play well, but 3rd down situations have been their Achilles heel all year long.
Bender's got time. Gets it out to Sims, who drops it. There on the coverage was Devontae Davis. So, DeMarco, like you said, 3rd down was problematic, and it proves to be so.
Great coverage by Devontae Davis there, just man-to-man on the outside, and a drop. You can't have those drops, but he was well short of that 1st down. He would have got tackled short of that 1st down anyway, but good heads-up play, good start by this Longhorn defense.
Kyle Thompson on to punt. Deshaun Jamison, the true freshman, back at his own 10. Takes a bounce over the head. Kansas trying to down it. They will at the 1-yard line. A 61-yard punt. Emmanuel Moore was able to get down there and down it at the 1, and that is big as Texas comes out. And Petros, what should we watch for now as Sam Ellinger and lil'Jordan Humphrey take the field?
Well, there he is, lil'Jordan Humphrey. Like you said, Air Jordan, former high school running back, played outside a little bit this year, but he's most comfortable in the slot, and he is developing into a great Big 12 wide receiver. What about the water moccasin, Mike Lee? He is one of the most violent players. If he catches you slipping, he can hit you hard. He's become a little bit more disciplined in Clint Bowen's defense.
Trey Watson, he gets the handoff here on 1st down, and Watson will get 2 up to the 3. Sam Ellinger, who we talked about in the open, has that right shoulder injury we got to watch out for throughout this game. His numbers are very good. 21 touchdowns, 2 interceptions on the season. And he is, as his coach says, he's the alpha dog on this team.
He outdueled Kyler Murray in the Red River rivalry. I mean, this is a guy who is not afraid of anybody, and that is the word that Herman has used for him his entire career, alpha.
Ellinger on 2nd down. Completes that pass to Devin Duvernay. And that goes for 12 and a 1st down.
Looking at that throw, that shoulder looks fine. He's just running a hitch route on the outside. He's fine Duvernay, and he completes the ball. This is what they want to do, pitch and catch, easy throws. Duvernay is pushing up. He's stopping on the dime, and he's getting that ball out. Good throw by Ellinger there to get that drive started.
So 1st down, some room to work with. Here is lil'Jordan. The guy they call LJ gets tackled out of bounds at the 23 by Bryce Tornaden. He picks up 5, 2nd down and 5.
DeMarco, you mentioned the shoulder on Sam Ellinger. First 2 plays for Texas that he throws the ball, standing in the pocket, no movement. They might want to keep him from running the ball in this game.
And that's what they want to do. He's going to have to run eventually, but he has to protect himself. He has to know when to slide and know when to give himself up.
Another pass complete to Duvernay. His 2nd catch already. He picks up 10.
It's going to be interesting to see if they do take those shots downfield with the hurt shoulder. Are they going to ask Ellinger to run and do a lot on the ground? But we'll we'll see how he does.
You know, they tell him not to run. A lot of the time, Tom Herman tells him to protect yourself, get down, do things like that. It's really not in his nature as a player, so it'll be very interesting to see if he can control himself here in Lawrence this morning.
This drive began at their own 1. Now at the 33. And the handoff is to Jamison. Deshaun Jamison, he gets 8.
He's coming across on the outside zone play. And a nice push by the Texas O-line. Jamison not touched until he's about 6 yards down the field.
2nd down and 2. That O-line has been improving here for Texas.
Really an overall physical improvement in Tom Herman's tenure, and that's really what he set out to do.
Ellinger on 2nd and 2. To the far side. Again, it's Duvernay. Breaks a tackle. And now he gets forced out, tripped up by Mike Lee. The water moccasin, but 22 yards.
Ellinger just looks so comfortable in the pocket. Play action game. He's setting his pocket. Offensive line is allowing him to set his feet and make those key throws. Good play right there to get the first down.
Texas trying to go a little bit quick. Now checks back to the sideline. Trey Watson in the backfield as they are in Kansas territory at the 37 of the Jayhawks. First pass to Colin Johnson is complete, and Johnson stepped out at the 34.
Johnson, a part of that two-headed monster with lil'jordan, both eclipse over 50 catches of the season. These two guys on the outside can go up and run every route, and they can go up and climb the ladder and get the ball.
Early in this game, looks like Texas really likes their perimeter against Kansas. They've been working the perimeter with the run and the pass. A lot of short stuff, too, a lot of underneath stuff. You can tell Kansas is worried about the speed of guys like Duvernay.
2nd down and 7 here for the Longhorns. Watson. Good run here by Trey Watson. As Watson will get the first down, coming off a career-high 93 yards last week.
Power play. He actually should have stayed inside of that, but he's a creative running back and making things on his own. Trey Watson, another guy, another staple of running backs that they believe in, along with Ingram and Young.
The grad transfer out of Cal. You go from the Pac-12 to the Big 12. Ninth play of the drive. Ellinger forced out of the pocket, and Ellinger is going to go down. Keith Loneker. Ellinger able to get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 10 coming up. But every time he takes a hit, you're wondering about that shoulder.
Yeah, you and everybody in Texas. But he looks pretty comfortable moving around in the pocket. Loneker has played a lot of games here at Kansas. They've loved his performance over the years for Clint Mullen's defense. He is playing in his final game. Young man out of Lawrence, Kansas, just like his partner Joe Deneen, another linebacker.
2nd down and 10.
They're bringing Bryce Tornado. He's a guy who loves to blitz. He gets angry and gets his hands dirty in the run game.
Ellinger's pass is dropped. That was by the tight end, Andrew Beck. So 3rd and 10 coming up. A big spot right here for Kansas. First 3rd down of this drive for the Longhorns. Protected, throwing to the end zone, touchdown Colin Johnson, 26 yards. 6th touchdown of the season for Johnson. And guys, that was on 3rd and 10.
They are bracketing lil'jordan Humphrey. There's a safety over top of him, so you leave one-on-one outside with Colin Johnson. 6'6", 215 pounds. Throw it up to him and let him make a play. They're going to try to double-team Humphrey, but that's going to leave one-on-one with Johnson, so you have to pick your poison. You have to be creative in that secondary. Derek Harris had no chance.
Cameron Dicker on for the extra point. The 20th drive of the year of 10 or more plays. This leads to a touchdown. What a throw. Ellinger to Colin Johnson. And Texas leads by 7. FS1 College Football is sponsored by Dave & Buster's. Eat, drink, play, and watch sports. What a better day than today to watch sports. The day after Thanksgiving. And what a drive by the Longhorns. 11 plays, 98 yards, and the longest touchdown drive of the season for the Longhorns. Ended in that 26-yard touchdown pass from Ellinger to Colin Johnson, and a 94-yard touchdown drive last week.
Things could not have started better for Texas. They came in, got a stop, quarterback looks healthy, throwing the ball on target.
Puka Williams from the 4. See, that's Sims from the 4. Sims hits the hole. He's got a blocker. Across midfield, he's out of bounds, and now a late hit. Everybody on Kansas wants a flag. Sims went down, and you hope he's okay.
Well, rightfully so. That was a late hit on Sims there. The ref should have thrown that flag.
Very late. You're going to see him come. They have the return set up to the left. And he keeps coming. He has blockers out in front of him. You see Puka throwing a good block for him, and then he's way out of bounds now.
Yeah, that's against Ayodele Adeoye. That's a clear late hit.
Now he's out of bounds. And there is the hit to the back of the legs. It's a clear penalty, and no flag.
The officials going
Previous
over.
play is under further review for possible fair catch signal.
Are they saying he fair caught it?
They're saying there's a potential signal for the fair catch.
Looking at the wrong thing. I know you can't go back and look at that, but man, did they miss that call there.
It was a 49-yard return by Steven Sims. Let's see.
Does he make any kind of signal?
Let's bring in Dean Blandino from Los Angeles. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving, Dean. We get you in early. What's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving, guys. That is a signal, and that should kill the play. So heads up by replay, noticing that. And we actually should have had a late hit at the end of the play. They didn't call that, but now this is going to come back to the spot where he gained possession of the football.
If they did call it, Dean, would it be offsetting if they had called the late hit there?
Well, no, it's not a penalty, but the personal foul would still be enforced, and it would be enforced from the spot where the player gained possession. So it would just be different yardage from that spot.
The replay official is Bob Hubble here in Lawrence, Kansas. And let's get the ruling now from David Alvarez, our referee.
After further review, number 11 gave a fair catch signal, so the ball is dead by rule. The ball will be placed at the 25-yard line at the position of their choice. First down.
Wow, what a good look by the replay booth, and you just wonder why Sims made that signal. They had a clear return on. He had plenty of space.
Game clock operator, please reset the clock to 8:35, please.
And the ref down there did not recognize it, but the replay booth did. And just a kind of a confounding decision by Sims, a senior.
So now it's 1st and 10 from the 25 after all of that. Second drive of the game here for Kansas. And on first down, we've got a flag as Puka Williams takes the handoff, gets tackled by the true freshman Caden Stearns. But let's see what this flag is for. Came in from the backfield.
Personal foul, face mask, offense, number 62. Half the distance to the goal, still first down.
That's against Dwayne Wallace, so not exactly the start that David Beatty and Kansas were looking for.
No, and it's hard. You have an emotional game. Everybody's wondering what's next in their football career when a coach is going away, so it's kind of hard to get into the game right away. You see there number 62 Wallace, the transfer from Cal, both hands outside. Good call.
It'll be first 22. Dom Williams is the tailback. He takes the handoff, cuts it up the middle, and that's a good cut right there by Williams. P.J. Locke with a tackle, a run of 7 there by Williams.
This offense cannot allow themselves to have these penalties because they do not have explosive plays. You got Puka Williams, you got Sims on the outside, but they have to create manageable situations, and you can't have a hold in there. Dom Williams hits the hold, trying to get some yards going north and south.
Second down and 15 now for the Jayhawks. Handoff, Puka, nowhere to go. He gets to the 20, will pick up a yard. Brecken Hager with a tackle. Brecken Hager, I tell you what, this kid is tough. Playing with a brace on his elbow. He dislocated his elbow against West Virginia. That's right, dislocated his elbow, and he left that game, but was back the next week.
That's a scary injury, there's no doubt about it.
Yeah, he's a tough throwback type of player. Hasn't missed any time, but talking with these coaches, they love the way he plays. He's the leader of this defense, the captain, and they're going to miss him next year.
3rd and 15. Williams and Herbert. Williams now goes into the slot. Bender, pressure coming. And that is nearly picked off. It's through the hands of P.J. Locke. I mean, that was right through his arms.
And you mentioned it, DeMarco, the penalty sent Kansas back, and then Todd Orlando, a great defensive coordinator, can bring some pressure and send Bender a little bit on a bender.
That he did. P.J. Locke should have had that interception, threw it right to him by Bender, and Bender takes care of the ball. He only has 2 interceptions of the year, but this offense has to get started going. They can't have those penalties and get behind the chains on 1st and 2nd downs.
Kyle Thompson on to punt. Brandon Jones is back this time. It bounces over his head. Look at this one roll. That's 2 in a row for Kyle Thompson. This time it's down at the 4. His first punt went 61 yards. This time it goes 66. It's a long field again for Sam Ehlinger. The first time, no problem. He went 6 of 7, 81 yards, and a touchdown. FS1 College Football is sponsored by Domino's. Order online and track your order. Senior Day here in Lawrence. David Beatty made sure to say that this game, the focus of this game, is all about those seniors. Certainly emotional time for him. Here on 1st down, it's Keontae Ingram, the true freshman tailback.
You like him a lot, don't you, DeMarco?
I do. Another true freshman. He has natural ability. Once he continues to develop, protecting the ball, breaking tackles, yards after contact, I think he's going to be great. He can also catch the ball out of the backfield, but this is a guy who has an extremely high ceiling.
Maybe a future star for the Longhorns in this offense. It seems like they work so much more on time for Herman in his 2nd year.
2nd down and 5. Ehlinger rolling out to his right. Ehlinger breaks the tackle, still on his feet, finally goes down at the 12.
It's that kind of stuff from Sam Ehlinger that make him an alpha. He just doesn't get tackled by the first guy. He's very thick in his lower and upper body, and he just finds a way to make positive plays. There he is making moves in the backfield, not afraid of getting hit. Doesn't seem like that shoulder's bother him at all.
He's a strong kid.
Oh, yeah.
235 pounds, 6'3". 3rd and 2 here. Daniel Young is now in at tailback. And they give it to him. The push by the offensive line. They've got the 1st down. Petros, you mentioned in year 2 of this Tom Herman era, and I thought he brought up an incredible point. It's the first time in 5 years that Texas has had the same offense in back-to-back years.
Well, that certainly helps when you have a lot of different coordinators and you're making a lot of changes like Charlie Strong was. It's very hard to find stability. And we know Herman as a play caller. He became a head coach at Houston and had a lot of success. And it looks like he is right where he needs to be at Texas.
Here at first down, Gerard Hurd makes the catch, and Hurd will pick up 3 yards. Corian Harris able to force him out.
Ehlinger has an extremely fast release. He play fakes and he gets the ball out of his hands, gets it to Hurd on that bubble route, but his release is something that you don't hear a lot about. It's very, very fast.
We heard about Bender's quick release, but it's Sam Ehlinger who's been on target so far, 7 of 8 for 83 yards. Ingram right up the middle. Ingram will get tackled by Joe Deneen. Entered this game 133 tackles on the season. He's got 2 so far today.
The hometown hero, one of 20 finalists for the Jason Witten Man of the Year award. He's the heart and soul of this team. He's been a great player, but extremely smart, and what he does off the field is remarkable.
Really is. Just a good kid. We'll get more into that about what he has done off the field here in his hometown. 3rd and 6 coming up here for the Longhorns, leading 7-0. Ehlinger trying to escape. Ehlinger does. Diving forward, has another first down. That's why his teammates love him.
Just creativity. It's very hard to teach this kind of thing.
Yeah, he's patient. He sees his one option isn't there, second option is there. You know what? Let me go and take this ball and run it upfield, but protect himself. That's what I like to see. Get down. Don't try to run anyone over. Get down, get the yards when you have that first down.
3 for 3 on 3rd down are the Longhorns. Tom Herman told us as this play clock is winding down, let's see if they get it off or call a timeout. Running the option. Ingram bounces off a defender up to the 35. He'll get 6. Mike Lee and Keith Loneker combine for the tackle. But Tom Herman told us that he's given more responsibility to this quarterback than any in 20 years.
Well, when you can protect the ball, when you have the touchdown or interception ratio, you can do that. He's very smart. The thing that I love about Ehlinger's game, he's not afraid to check it down to his running backs. He doesn't try to force the ball in tight windows, but he will stay aggressive, but he loves to check it down to his backs.
Here's Ingram, and Ingram gets hit in the backfield. There's Joe Deneen. That's what he does. School record for tackles for a loss. He now has 45 and a half.
Well, he's leading the Big 12 in back-to-back years in tackles. This guy just wakes up in the morning tackling people. He's really impressive, sure tackler, and like DeMarco said, just a great young man, dedicated to this university, dedicated to this town, Free State High School, the whole deal. Lives and breathes Jayhawks.
Another 3rd down here for Texas. Can Kansas get off the field? Ehlinger over the middle. That's nearly picked off. It was Deneen. He had it in his hands. He can't believe it, and neither can the Jayhawks fans.
Well, that would have been a gift for him on senior day, and Ehlinger tried to give it to him. This one is right in the hands. Looked like it kind of shocked him.
It got up on him fast. They're running a rub route, and it's zone defense. Deneen is just sitting back, watching Ehlinger, making sure that he doesn't take off, and the ball just got on him. I think he was surprised. He couldn't believe it was so easy, and he dropped it.
A little bit of traffic in front of him there, and then the ball hit him right in the hands.
Ryan Bushevsky on to punt. Kwame Lassiter is back. Lassiter, there's a fair catch signal, and he makes it at the 32-yard line. A 34-yard punt by Bushevsky. Puka Williams had the big week last week against OU. Tried to get things going here in the first against Texas. 7-0 Texas leading Kansas. 1:31 to go here in the first. Let's check in with Alex Curry down on the field.
Well, I spoke to Texas head coach Tom Herman before the game, who said their focus today has been their theme all season. He said we need to finish plays, finish games, and finish today with a win. And we've seen guys, they've already done that early today.
They have. They've been really good on third down. And now Puka Williams trying to reverse course. Puka Williams, look at this play.
There's that magic. Whenever he touches the ball, he can make something electrifying happen. He's 170 soaking wet. Here you see an option. It's not there. Hager steps on him. Oh, his knee may have been down, but this guy is just a speed demon. He's so fast, so versatile, going east and west. Not a lot of running backs can go north and south, east and west. He's a guy that can go up the middle, outside. He can do it all.
But if I'm Kansas, I snap this quick. They will not review it. Williams takes the handoff, and Puka, the first down across midfield, gets 11. Brandon Jones with his 4th tackle of the quarter.
It's one thing to be able to reverse your field and beat people with speed when you weigh a $170, but to be able to take it inside and duck your head, that's what makes this kid very versatile.
A lot of little guys don't like running between the tackles, but he's a guy, he's fearless. He can run and hide behind these big offensive linemen. That's what makes him so key, and he hits it so hard and fast.
Khalil Herbert comes in for Williams. And it is the handoff to Herbert. They'll get tackled by Brendan Jones, 5th of the quarter. And that should be the final play of this first quarter.
Herbert, the junior, he's had some opportunities, 109 attempts, 5 touchdowns of the season. He's kind of a change of pace back, 210 pounds, a guy that can run and be physical at the point of attack.
Well, Kansas will let this first quarter clock wind out. And they will start the second quarter with a 2nd and 10, down 7-0 after an opening touchdown drive by the Longhorns. Texas with a win will move on to the Big 12 championship game next week. It was a first quarter that was dominated by the Texas Longhorns. However, they lead only 7-0. Time of possession, total yards, third down conversions, all the good stuff. Bender. The pass is tipped and incomplete. Stephon Robinson, the intended receiver.
Chris Boyd, he's gotten a lot of slack as of late on his covering skills, but he's playing well, and he makes a big play right here to get the ball poked out. But Bender puts the ball where it needs to be, but even better play by Chris Boyd there.
So now 3rd and 10. Can Kansas convert on third down? Are they looking for something spectacular out of Puka? Bender over the middle. He finds Robinson again. Robinson, he has enough for the first down. Up to the 35, a 13-yard pickup on 3rd and 10.
Robinson was open, and Puka Williams was wide open. He had 2 first downs there if he wanted it.
Offensive line protected, let Bender step into that throw, but he looked away. He got those linebackers moving, and he found Robinson on the underneath route. He's just running a shallow route in zone coverage, and the defense, they're backing up, playing off coverage there.
And it's hard to tell a difference. Both guys are 5'10", 170. Now on first down, it's Dom Williams on the run. And Williams will get 3, setting up 2nd down and 7. And there's a player down for Texas. I think, yes, it is. It's Taquan Graham, the defensive end, sophomore out of Temple, Texas. As they look at Graham, we'll take a break here. Second quarter, Texas leading 7-0. FS1 College Football is sponsored by Jared. Dare to be devoted. It is that time of the year, isn't it? Right. Family and love.
And football.
They all go together. 2nd down and 7. Herbert and Williams in the backfield. Williams, little stop and go. Spin move. Tried to spin again, but Caden Stearns says no. And a late flag comes in the secondary.
Don't try it twice. That spin move twice is never a good idea. One is okay. Too many spins, you get a little dizzy.
It's too many of the X.
Yeah. Good tackle by Stearns there. Nice big tackle. But it was a very late flag, like you said.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, offense, number 14. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run, and the down counts. Third down.
That's against Kerr Johnson, a senior out of Santa Rosa, California.
Just shooting themselves in the foot. They got a good drive going, but you have to know when the play's over. That's unnecessary contact there. Players down, and you just can't have that from one of your senior leaders.
You went from 3rd and 6 to now 3rd and 21. When you're trying to pull off the upset in the final game under David Beatty, that's not what you want to have happen. Puka Williams will be tackled for a loss here. Malcolm Roach, the first one to make contact. Charles Omenahu came in to help out. It's a loss of 6 on the play, and the punt team comes on.
Dealing with a fast guy like Puka, you have to set that edge, and that's what they did. Set that edge and make them go up in the meat and teeth of the defense and rally on them and gain tackle. And that's what that did. That front 7 by the Longhorns defense rallied and gain tackle there. Big time stop there by this Longhorn defense. They've had 3 really good drives.
Kyle Thompson on to punt again. He's had 2 great punts so far. Brandon Jones is back at his own 10. Fair catch signaled and made at the 8. Another good job by the punter, Thompson. He's been the MVP so far for Kansas.
Yes, he has.
I'm gonna go live my life.
7-0, Texas leading here in Kansas. Time now for Dave & Buster's game break. Let's go to L.A. with Sam Farber.
All right, guys, over on Fox, Iowa at Nebraska playing for the Heroes Trophy. Rivalry dates back to 1891. Torrin Young trying to keep the trophy in Hawkeye hands. This 4-yard score made it 14-7. Nebraska just kicked a 27-yard field goal, though, so 14-10, Iowa leading. Back to Justin DeMarco and Petros.
Sam, thank you very much, as Texas will start at the 8 this time. They've started at the 2, the 4, the 8. Who's the math whiz here? You. Where do you start the next drive? Watson up the middle, getting the push. Forward progress stops at the 12. They'll get 4. Keyshawn Simmons. First drive resulted in that touchdown pass to Colin Johnson. A beautiful pass from Ellinger. Last time, a punt.
But they did flip the field. Texas has been able to move the ball pretty well. Ellinger bailed out by Joe Deneen and a pick that was right in his hands in his last drive.
Haven't taken advantage. You mentioned the pick, the defense, the offense on the personal foul. You have to take advantage of your opportunities if you're Kansas.
It's Watson again, and they're able to move the ball again up to the 22. Hassan defense with the first one to make contact.
Trey Watson, you know, it's hard to imagine that a guy could transfer in from Cal and become the starting running back in Texas, but that's the kind of opportunities that Tom Herman has allowed this guy, and he's done very well. He's played his best 3 games for Texas in the last 3 games.
Again, coming off that career-high 93 yards last week against Iowa State on 14 carries. They'll get the carry again here, but this time runs into a wall of blue jerseys. Brian Lipscomb first for the tackle. We mentioned how this Texas team, a win today, and they're into the Big 12 championship game. These are the scenarios. You win, or Oklahoma and Iowa State win. For the Sooners, they're in if they win at West Virginia or Texas loses. West Virginia, they win, and they're in, or Texas and Iowa State lose. I hope you followed that all along.
Simple if you win.
Just win, baby, just win.
That's what I'll say.
2nd and 8. Ellinger swings it out. A broken tackle. Watson. And he's got another first down.
Great plan by Clint Bowen. He brought everybody, and everybody was covered. He just missed the tackle.
Yeah, huge protection by this offensive line. They brought pressure, they protect them, and Sam knows where his hot route is. He checked it down to Trey Watson, makes a miss, and gets the first down. But that's big-time play there by Ehlinger, getting the ball out of his hands, knowing where that pressure's coming from, and getting it to his hot route.
And that was Joe Deneen who missed that tackle. Deneen missed the interception on the previous drive. This is that senior leader. Play action. Ehlinger. Over the middle, and that's deflected. Incomplete. Getting a hand on it was Corian Harris.
True freshman trying to make up for the play he gave up early on the touchdown. Here you see Colin Johnson just running a post route, and he's standing on that back hip, knowing that he has help underneath, and makes a good play on the ball. Ball's a little overthrown. Probably should have went somewhere else with the ball if you're Ehlinger.
Second down and 10. Ehlinger, as we talked about, entered this game with just 2 interceptions on the season. Now has 22 touchdowns on the season. The handoff up the middle, and it's Watson getting tackled after a pickup of 1 by Daniel Wise, one of the other leaders on this defense for Kansas.
Obviously, Kansas on defense has not been great. Their offense has been the better performing third of the team this year. But with the punting and these guys making it hard on Texas, they're doing a pretty good job forcing these third downs.
And that's where they've struggled. 46% on the year. That's where they've been very, very bad. You hear about the turnovers, but they've been great. #1 in the Big 12. But can they get off the field on third down situations and get the ball back to their offense?
Ehlinger to the sideline, and that's incomplete. So they do get off the field for the second straight drive. The pass intended for Colin Johnson.
Clint Bowen's got a pretty good plan right now. Ehlinger has had some errant throws. Guys are pretty covered up. They're bringing blitzes, but bracketing some of the receivers. They've got a good plan, Kansas does so far on D.
Bracketing lil'jordan Humphrey. They haven't been able to get him going underneath routes, slants, deep balls. They're making sure that when he breaks that huddle, we're circling number 84.
Buszewski, fair catch. Lassiter is made at the 22-yard line. Can the Kansas offense get something going as they trail just 7-0? The defense so far is keeping them in the game. 7-0 ball game here in the first half. FS1 College Football is sponsored by Dave & Buster's. Eat, drink, play, and watch sports. Second quarter, 9:17 to go. From Texas, settled in Colorado. One team, FS1. I like it. Bender's pass to the sideline is complete to Steven Sims. He gets 3, second down and 7.
That's something they need to get going more. Some quick game on the perimeter early.
Get the ball out of Bender's hand. Let his athletes get the ball in their hands and get work, get yards after the catch, and get him comfortable. That's what they need to do. Get him comfortable and make easy throws and connections for him.
Second down and 7. Tom Williams in at tailback. Williams, little stutter step, good second effort, able to fall forward, going to be about a half a yard shy of the first down marker. Gerald Wilbon and Brendan Jones come by for the tackle.
Dom Williams from McKinney, Texas, running strong in between the tackles and fighting and scratching, fighting off the big fella and getting up close to that first down. That's a big, strong run there by Dom Williams.
Wilbon had both hands on the ball there. Williams did a good job of protecting it.
On 3rd and 1, it's Williams trying to get one. Second effort, forward progress. It will be a first down. Joseph Osai and Caden Stearns, a couple of true freshmen, hit that sophomore, but what an effort by Dom Williams.
He wanted it. Look at this. It's him all alone coming off that spin move against 2 or 3 Longhorns, and he just finds a way to churn those legs, protect the ball. That's really wanting the first down and getting it. I like this change-up back, almost 200 pounds. When you're chasing around Puka Williams and then a guy comes out and hits you in the mouth, it can really catch a defense off guard.
Now Khalil Herbert comes comes in. Shuttle pass to Sims, and Sims gets tripped up in the backfield by P.J. Locke. Good awareness by Locke. A tackle for a loss there of 6.
Locke does a great job. He's supposed to have containment, but he sees some air and cushion from that running back, and he shoots right upfield and gets underneath and makes a big stop there on Sims.
They're having a lot of success with plays coming across the formation to the perimeter. Kansas just too slow. Texas way too fast.
2nd and 16. Herbert. Herbert going backwards. Locke was there. Omenahu was there. It's going to be a loss of 5. Caden Stearns was there.
It's the difference between Herbert and Puka Williams. You have to go inside. You can't go east and west. He's not one of those speed guys. You have to get upfield and follow that inside blocker and get north and south.
Todd Orlando there, the defensive coordinator for Texas, knows his team is fast and very good on the perimeter, known for bringing a lot of blitzes, trying to change the mentality of this Texas team. He's doing a good job.
One thing about Texas, even when I played them, they always had speed, so they're going to match up very well against any team that has a lot of speed.
Bender on the slant to Charlotte. There is a flag on the play as Charlotte gets tackled a yard shy.
The number 2, Charlotte.
Devontae Davis makes the tackle. We'll wait to find out what the penalty is.
Charlotte wide open, an easy throw for Bender, but probably offensive interference here. You got to be slick with the pick. They call it a lot more these days.
Pass interference. Offense. Number 14. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Still 3rd down.
2nd penalty against Kerr Johnson.
Distance to the goal. 3rd down.
2nd costly penalty, and you have to continue to run. You can't stop or bump him. You have to continue to run. And you saw there, he just put that arm out, and he picked him, and the refs are right on that.
He didn't need to. Just with his body, he had the play shielded. That was a great play call. Just doing too much was Kerr.
So what do you draw up on 3rd and 32?
Quick kick.
Kansas has gone backwards on this drive. They hand off to Puka Williams, looking for a little bit of magic. He gets 7 back. Malcolm Roach with a tackle, which will bring on the star of the Jayhawks thus far, Kyle Thompson.
Kansas can't get anything going. They keep shooting themselves in the foot with penalties. They get close to that 1st down. They got the very first down on that last drive, but another penalty by Kerr Johnson Jr., and they're back up. And Texas is going to have great field position after this punt.
And this is into the wind for Thompson.
You'd assume they're best of the day.
Jones gets hit right away. A flag is thrown. This could be targeted. The ball comes loose. Jones is down. Emmanuel Moore is the one who delivered the hit.
It's a great play by Moore. I'm not sure what the flag is, and we'll have to take a look at it slowly. But if you're going to field that punt and not fair catch it, you're putting yourself at risk.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I mean, this is a physical sport, and you don't have time to look. If you're a defensive guy on special teams, you're looking at to see if he fair catches. And if he doesn't fair catch it, it's live ball for everybody. That was a huge play by Moore.
Just with the naked eye, it didn't look that egregious, but let's take a look here.
You know there was contact with a helmet. Let's watch it in slow-mo.
That's a great tackle.
Helmet to the shoulder?
The result of the play was that the ball was muffed by the receiving team and recovered by Texas. On the play, we had personal foul, targeting, kicking team number 15. 15-yard penalty from the end of the play. 1st down, Texas. The previous play is under further review for targeting.
They're saying it's 15, but it was actually number 20, Emmanuel Moore. Let's bring in Dean Blandino from Los Angeles. And Dean, you just heard Petros and DeMarco share their thoughts. Your thoughts on this?
Yeah, so certainly the returner has the opportunity to fair catch that. He didn't, so now he becomes a runner. So the only way this is targeting is if the defender lowers his head and uses the crown of the helmet to make forcible contact. And you can see here, he does appear to lower his head. And the crown is going to be any part of the helmet that is above the face mask.
I know, Dean, but
to me, it's a tough one. I know. It is tough, and we talk about this as a physical game, but they're trying to get these hits out of the game, and it's to protect the player who's delivering the blow just as much as the player that gets hit. I do think they're going to let this stand. Yeah,
I mean, when you're running down the field 30 yards and your helmet's all bobbling around, and next thing you know, that guy's right on top of you, you get in a tackling position, and the first thing his head hit was the shoulder. And the shoulder kind of went into the head.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, that's a tough call.
It is a tough call, but remember, if you use the crown, it's any part of the body, and they really want these players to get the head out and the shoulder in. And again, it's a safety deal, but it is tough.
I understand.
Fast game. It's a fast game, and in situations like this, obviously you want to protect both sides, but it's a fast game, and you have a split second to make a decision. It looks like his helmet, he kind of got him with the face mask, maybe the top.
Letter of the law says that's a penalty.
Yeah.
There's no doubt, but it's hard to watch because you see a kid run down like Moore and make a great play to excite his team, and I don't think he was trying to be overly violent there or knock anybody out of the game. It's a punt return. It's a very violent, scary play.
Bob Hubble, the replay official, still looking it over with David Alvarez. And you see Jones walking back to the locker room right now.
Hopefully Jones is okay and he can make a full recovery.
Jones has 6 tackles on the day so far. Let's hear the call.
After further review, the ruling of the field of targeting is confirmed. The correct number was number 20, not 16. Number 20 is disqualified. The 15-yard penalty is added to the end of the play. Timeout on the field.
So Moore is ejected here on the final game of the season for him. 7-0 Texas leading here over Kansas. Rivalry week continues tonight on Fox as number 16 Washington battles number 8 Washington State at 8:30 Eastern in the Apple Cup. Then tomorrow it's one of the most anticipated games of the year as number 4 Michigan takes on number 10 Ohio State. Coverage begins at 11 a.m. Eastern on Fox, or you can watch anywhere on the Fox Sports app. On first down, Keontae Graham gets tackled by Joe Deneen. What does the Apple Cup mean tonight? Well, the winner will take on Utah in the Pac-12 championship game next week.
Oh, that's a big one in Pullman.
Ellinger taking a shot. And this is going to draw the flag. Colin Johnson, the intended receiver again. Shaquille Taylor just pulled him down.
Taylor looked like he thought he was beat and just needed to make up for it, which is better than hearing the other team's fight song. There's no doubt about it, but Kansas starting to rack up the penalties here.
Pass interference, defense, number 8, 50-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
Clint Bowen starting to dial up some pressure. Mike Lee, physical player, as Petros mentioned earlier, takes a big hit. But here, definitely a pass interference, and like you mentioned, it's sometimes better to get that penalty than a touchdown. And Mike Lee with a huge hit on Ellinger. Not what you want to see.
5 penalties for 68 yards against Kansas. Ellinger, too high over the hands of Andrew Beck.
It was a good idea by Tom Herman and his play caller Tim Beck. The pop pass to the tight end, and it was open. Kansas safety's a little bit of a miscommunication. But Ellinger's not been as sharp here in the second quarter.
He has. He does a great job at play action and getting Joe Deneen sucked up by that play action and running back, keeping it deep in that pocket, but he overthrows there because it was so wide open.
Second down and 10 here from the 22 of Kansas. Ellinger pitched it out to Watson. And Watson, really nice containment on the edge there by Corian Harris.
And cleaning it up with the tackle, Joe Deneen. That sure tackle. Harris and Deneen did a good job of really playing that speed option very well. Taking the pitch man, taking the quarterback, forcing the pitch, and then forcing it out of bounds. Textbook stuff.
This is a big play right now for Kansas. If you could force a field goal here after the starting field position, that would be huge. Ellinger on 3rd and 10, and this is picked off. Intercepted. Najee Stevens-McKenzie with the interception, just the 3rd pick of the year, given up by Sam Ellinger.
Once again, Clint Bowen mixing things up, not letting Ellinger stay comfortable in that pocket. He brought blitz the last couple plays, but this time he drops 8. And Stevens-McKenzie sits back, reading the quarterback's eyes, makes a huge pick, huge turnover for Kansas to get this offensive ball, and let's see if they can capitalize and get this momentum going.
Coming up on the State Farm halftime, in a shocker, Matt Leinart tells you why the quarterback play will be imperative tonight between West Virginia and Oklahoma. Plus, Robert Smith has found a weakness in the Buckeyes, and it's not their defense. Justin, DeMarco, Petros, we'll see you guys at the break.
All right, Rob, looking forward to that. Sam Ellinger just threw an interception. That's breaking news. Here on 1st down, a stop-and-go move made by Dom Williams. And let's go back to the interception thrown by Ellinger.
Najee Stevens-McKenzie here, and you see him showing blitz, and then he backs out and he finds lil'Jordan Humphrey. Ellinger staring down that receiver. He makes a great interception there. Clint Bowen mixing things up, not letting Ellinger stay comfortable, but he has to continue to throw and see if he can get things going offensively.
That was the 15th interception of the season for the Kansas Jayhawks. 2nd down and 7. Bender, good protection. Comes near side and completes that pass to Stephon Robinson for the 1st down.
And as Ellinger has looked less and less comfortable, especially with Clint Bowen, the defensive coordinator, dropping 8, like DeMarco was just talking about, Peyton Bender is getting a little bit more comfortable. That was a nice, accurate throw to the sideline, giving his receiver a great chance.
Bender, the transfer out of Washington State. Here, Williams. You know what's also changed here offensively for Kansas is bringing in Dom Williams as a tailback.
Yeah, he knows where to put it. There's no doubt about it. And he puts it there physically.
They're playing with a little bit more urgency as an offense. You saw the comeback route for the 1st down. Now you see Dom Williams. They're trying to mix things up. They know Texas has its speed, so Puka Williams, he's not going to go east and west. They're trying to go north and south right into the teeth of the defense.
They bring Puka in here on 2nd down and 4. And here is Puka. He lowers his shoulder and his head. And they're going to come up about a yard shy. Anthony Wheeler with the tackle. 3rd and short coming up.
That's the first time the Jayhawks have run that motion of a play and had a positive game. They're starting to get a little bit more push with their offensive line as they change it up.
They bring Dom Williams back in. They have to get to the 41. Williams just dives underneath everybody and gets the 1st down.
That's the way to do the short yardage right there. Get right behind that puller, get as low to the ground like a missile, and find your way through. That was really impressive by Williams.
1st down, Kansas. 2-yard gain on the play. 1st and 10.
Kansas does have 3 timeouts remaining as we are approaching 1 minute and 30 to go here in this 1st half.
They've been running the ball on 1st down. 7 out of 9 1st down plays they've run it.
Bender pumps. He's going to take a shot. Low throw as it was caught up in the wind, intended for Steven Sims. Devontae Davis there on the coverage.
Jarrett tried to hit him with a sluggo, a slant and go, and Sims had him beat. But he was underthrown by Bender, and Devontae Davis comes back. Already has 1 interception of the year. Makes a good play.
We've seen the wind affect punts in this direction. Now it affects that throw in this direction. 2nd and 10. Clock is stopped after the incomplete. Williams. Does Texas take a timeout here?
Little counter play to Puka Williams for positive yardage, a manageable third down for Kansas coming up. And I think it's really interesting what Texas will do as we get under 1 minute.
3rd and 7 now. Bender throws, and it's incomplete. This time was intended for Jeremiah Booker. And you got to punt right now if you're Kansas. Surprised at all they went with a pass there. It stops the clock. I mean, I know Texas has 3 timeouts remaining, but
no, you got to go for the points there. 3rd and 7. It's not 3rd and long. 3rd and 7. You got to go for the points and try to get 7 points before halftime.
Kyle Thompson to punt. Deshaun Jamison says clear out of the way. This time it takes a Texas bounce and will be down to around the 30-yard line. And it's time for a Dave & Buster's game break with Sam Farber in L.A.
Another look over on Fox where Iowa is hosting Nebraska. Hawkeyes trying to pad their lead before half, and Mekhi Sargent will do just that. Off the right tackle for a 15-yard touchdown run makes it 21-10. Hawkeyes leading, hoping to hang on to the Heroes Trophy for a 4th straight season. Back to Justin DeMarco and Petros.
All right, thank you very much, Sam. 41 seconds to go here in this first half. 3 timeouts remaining for Texas. Ellinger just threw his first interception in a long time. And now he's going to check it down to his running back, Trey Watson. The State Farm halftime show is coming up next. Rob Stone, Matt Leinart, Dave Wannstedt, Robert Smith. They are standing by. 7-0 ball game here in Lawrence. Texas leading. They scored a touchdown on their opening drive. Nothing since. And with a win here today, Texas will move on to the Big 12 championship game next week in Arlington. On 2nd and 9. Ellinger over the middle. It's incomplete. Too high for Colin Johnson.
He had Colin Johnson wide open. It was a zone defense. He's running a over route, and he just overthrows the 6'6" player, which is hard to do.
Very hard to do it, and it seemed like he was throwing it on time. He stepped up on time. Everything worked, but the throw.
It's all about timing. When you go with your receiver and quarterback, you're supposed to be in the spot, and that timing was just a little off.
3rd and 9. Hand off to Watson, and a good job making the tackle. Daniel Wise from behind grabs the foot, and the timeout is taken by Kansas to force the punt with 24 seconds and see if they could set something up.
Kansas.
Daniel Wise, the captain, 6'3" from Louisville, Texas, fighting off blocks and noticing it's a draw play. When you feel that offensive line back up so much, you have to have that awareness, and that time Daniel Wise was very aware in getting that running back down on that stop.
Quick hands. I mean, he is battling on the inside in his final game, and you know he wants it. He wants to send out Coach Beatty with a victory, and Coach Bowen, these guys really do love.
And Daniel Wise was one of those seniors that we spoke to Coach Beatty about, and he said, you know, they stayed here for this year. A guy like Wise, a guy like Deneen, because they believe this place could turn it around this year. They got a Big 12 win this year. They've got a chance to do something to ruin the season, really, for Texas with a win here today. And as you mentioned, send Coach Beatty out on a high note.
Talking with Coach Beatty on the phone, he got me pumped up. he's a bright coach, and I'm sure he'll land on his feet. He may have lost his job, but I'm sure he's won over a lot of people in the wake of this season this year.
Dushevsky keeps the punt low. Lassiter avoids the first tackle. Lassiter makes a couple of moves, and he takes it out to the 37-yard line with 14 seconds to go. Well, this is what Kansas has dealt with since 2010. The records look away because it's not pretty. Turner Gill, a couple years, Charlie Weiss, Clint Bowen, the interim. He stayed on as a defensive coordinator for David Beatty.
And with all due respect to all those guys, it was the team that Charlie Weiss left here that made it so difficult for Bowen and Beatty to climb out of the hole. It really was. It almost decimated program.
Williams. And that should do it for this first half. 7-0 is the score. All the scoring came on the first drive for the Texas Longhorns. The State Farm halftime show is coming up next after a quick break. A close one here in Lawrence. An emotional first half here in Lawrence. Texas leading 7-0 over Kansas. That may be surprising to some people out there. Justin Kutcher alongside DeMarco Murray and Petros Papadakis. And let's talk about that, DeMarco. It is just 7-0. Kansas is sticking around with the Longhorns.
And if they have a chance to win, they need to keep this a low-scoring affair, and that's what they're doing. They have to be better on third downs. 3 of 8 and penalties. Penalties has been their issue this first half. They're moving the ball, they're driving the ball, but 5 penalties as opposed to Texas with 0. They have to get Puka Williams going, and hopefully he can bust some magic for them.
Okay, as far as Texas is concerned, Petros, we talked about Ehlinger to start the game. He hasn't been as good as he was early on.
You heard the guys at halftime talking about it too. Robert Smith knows he was hot to start the game. 6 of 7. He had the touchdown pass, and everything looked great for Texas, like they were going to roll right into the Big 12 championship game. But then Ehlinger, with Clint Bowen dropping a lot of guys, started to become a little bit errant. Thrown into double coverage, thrown into bracket coverage, overthrowing Colin Johnson there, a very tall wide receiver, and the pick. With the zone blitz look, Ehlinger needs to clean things up in the second half, and so does this Texas offense. They're letting Kansas hang around. Very dangerous for the Longhorns.
A look at the first half stats brought to you by Dave & Buster's. And look at this. The time of possession virtually even. The turnovers, 1 for Texas. That interception thrown by Ehlinger. Offensively, can Kansas get something going? Kansas will kick off to open up this third quarter.
Defense, they played well. Can they come out and get a huge stop and get the ball back into Peyton Bender's hands in this offense? If they want to have a chance at this game, Puka Williams, he's going to have a big second half along with Sims and Jeremiah Booker.
The more doubt that's created for Texas, the more of a situation that Texas can get into where they look at each other and say, my goodness, we could lose this game, the better for Kansas. So Puka Williams, long run, blocked punt, any kind of negative plays for Texas in the second half are going to be accentuated by the circumstances, what they're playing for.
Well, something they couldn't do a year ago was win close games. This year, they've done that. They've won the close games, Oklahoma, Iowa State, Baylor. They've been able to capitalize when it matters most and win close games if you're Texas.
Lil'Jordan Humphrey makes the fair catch. And so Texas will start at the 25, and let's check in with Alex Curry.
Now, I spoke to Texas head coach Todd Herman, who said that they feel like they have control of this game. They're playing good defense, but they need to find their rhythm on offense. Now, on the other side of the ball, Kansas head coach David Beatty said a lot of things did not go their way in that first half, but they focus on what they can control. He feels like they have a chance here today, guys.
This could be a very interesting third and fourth quarter here in Lawrence, as there is a player down on the field for Kansas. It looks like it may be the brother of Joe Deneen.
Here he is right here.
It's Jay Deneen. Ooh. He got hit by a day away. And Jay Deneen is getting helped off right now. As Jay Deneen gets helped off, Texas will start at the 25 to open up this third quarter. You see his brother Joe on senior day. Keontae Ingram, the true freshman running back. On first down, a handoff to Deshaun Jamison. And Jamison gets 6 yards on first down.
This is where things need to get better for Texas running the ball. They've done a good job as of late of running the ball. This offensive line, the offensive line continuity has been huge. It's been a major key for their season after missing a combined 36 games a year ago. Now, this year, only 3 games missed by starters. But this offensive line, they've done a good job in the run game and protecting.
Ingram takes the carry on 2nd and 4, and he's got himself the first down. Establish the run here in the third quarter would help Ellinger out a lot.
I wouldn't be surprised if that is Tom Herman's plan here. Run the ball, get a push, see if you can't demoralize this down 3 for Kansas and get some first downs, and then things will open up for Ellinger. There's Coach Beck right there, the play caller.
On 1st and 10 from the 38. The option, the pitch to Ingram. And Ingram gets chased out of bounds by Tornado. But not before he picks up another first down, gets 11.
Another wrinkle in the run game, speed option, getting the ball out of Ellinger's hands extremely fast and letting Ingram get going. This is what they want to do, get on the edge, find some success, going down the field, running the ball on the edges. Good block there by number 6, Devin Duvernay.
1st and 10. Remember, it was the first drive for Texas in the first quarter that led to a touchdown. And this pass is incomplete, looking for Colin Johnson. And on the coverage was Shaquille Taylor. Taylor was called for a pass interference earlier in this game.
Well, Kansas is doing a great job on lil'Jordan Humphrey, and they're bracketing him, which leaves Colin Johnson a lot with one-on-one, and he's big and strong, but the balls just have not been accurate enough for him to get the ball. There's lil'Jordan, and we haven't heard much from him.
Just one catch for 5 yards on the day for lil'Jordan. Handoff, Ingram. Good patience, able to take it across midfield. Up to the 49 of Kansas. Joe Deneen with his 7th tackle of the game. So 3rd and 6 here for Kansas. We saw them get off the field a couple of times on 3rd down, and the fans here at Kansas Memorial Stadium trying to urge them on. Can they stop Texas on their opening drive of this third quarter?
Been a lot of different looks by Clint Bowen, bringing pressure, confusing Ellinger, not letting him see what that secondary's doing.
Ellinger pressured, and Ellinger able to escape the pressure, somehow gets rid of it. Incomplete. I don't know how he got away from that.
Strong-bodied guy. It's like trying to tackle a fire hydrant. It was Daniel Wise that was all over his legs, and Ellinger escaped. There you see Wise getting down on the ground, battling with Calvin Anderson.
Was his knee down?
Yeah, it looks like it was. Yeah, hard to see. Might have been on top of the foot.
Do they review that? Let's see. It looks like they are going to review it. It would be a sack and move them back a few more yards.
The previous play is under further review. The one on the field is that the quarterback was not down.
You hear that by David Alvarez, but Bob Hubble up in the replay booth, he wants to take a closer look at this to see if that knee was down.
Yeah, that knee was down.
I mean, you need conclusive evidence.
That's pretty conclusive right there, I believe. I mean, that knee is down. You see Wise there.
Yeah, down right there. Unless it's on top of the foot of Cosby, and I don't think it was.
Great effort by Ellinger. I mean, he's, like you mentioned, that lower body, I don't know how much he squashed, but I can tell you he squashed the house. I mean, that lower body is extremely thick, and he's a guy that, as a quarterback, you don't really see that much of,
No, I mean, Baker Mayfield was kind of a thick guy, but not this thick. I mean, this guy is really built like a fullback or a running back.
He's really built like Tim Tebow a little bit. That's
little
kind of how Tebow's more heavy on the upper body, but Ellinger, he's a strong quarterback, and I mean, he's just not giving up. He's that competitive player.
I think it's down right there.
Looks like it.
That'd be down with, what, the 43? 42-yard line? The ball right now is at the 49-yard line.
And Texas came out looking pretty good with their run game, and then an errant pass by Ellinger, and then the sack. And this Kansas defense, like we keep saying, mixing it up all afternoon. They've been doing a great job.
After further review, the quarterback's right knee was down on the ground at the 43-yard line. It will be 4th down at that spot from position 2.
So there you have it. A loss of 9. It's the sack for Wise. His 5th sack of the season. And that brings on Ryan Bushevsky to punt. Kwame Lassiter is back at his own 8. And this is punting with the wind. Lassiter, no fair catch. There's a flag thrown as Lassiter goes down across the 25. And if this is coming back against Kansas, going to push them further back.
5 penalties in the first half, starting this half off with another penalty. This is what they can't do. They can't get themselves so far back because they haven't had a lot of success against this defense, and trying to go 70, 80 yards against this Longhorn defense who've played amazing today. It's going to be rough for them.
During the kick, holding, return team number 13. 10-yard penalty from the end of the kick. 1st down. Timeout on the field.
Yet another penalty against Kansas, but Puka Williams has not gotten going yet. Can he get going here in the second half? Kansas trails by 7. FS1 College Football is sponsored by Dave & Buster's. Eat, drink, and play. And watch sports. 7-0. Texas leading Kansas. Festive mood here in Lawrence. As Kansas starts at their own 10 on 1st down. Peyton Bender completes the pass to Stephon Robinson. And that's good for 7. And let's see if they can get Bender going here in the second half.
Now, if the first half was any indication, 90 yards is really far for this Kansas offense to have to go against the Texas defense that's been very good today, as DeMarco mentioned. Todd Orlando's guys playing at a high level. The offense has got to catch up.
Williams. Back to the line of scrimmage, met there by Anthony Wheeler.
Anthony Wheeler, the captain, making a huge stop there in the hole, getting them back.
So it's 3rd and 3 here for Kansas.
Not a lot of production there.
And with the win situation right now, this is one of those 3rd downs you really need to convert. Field position in a 7-0 game. Puka Williams back in. Williams. He's not going to convert. Williams gets met. He'll lose a yard. Joseph Osai and B.J. Foster combine for the tackle.
Joseph Osai showing up, shooting that gap. No one touches him, making Puka Williams stop his feet. When you're dealing with a fast guy, the only way to slow him down is make him stop his feet and redirect, and then you get rallied by this Texas Longhorn defense. They've rallied against that run game all day long.
Kyle Thompson to punt. Deshaun Jameson back around his own 48. And this just gets stood up into the wind. It takes a Kansas bounce. It'll bounce across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. But if that doesn't take a Kansas bounce, that one's at about the 40 of Kansas. It's 7-0. Texas still on top. We flash back to 2016, the last time these teams met here in Lawrence. Matthew Wyman had a field goal with 7 seconds left to force overtime in overtime. Mike Lee with the interception. Then Wyman came back, hit the game winner. The Jayhawks' first win over Texas since 1938.
Whoa.
Pandemonium here at Kansas Memorial Stadium. That was 2 years ago, and it would be crazy if they could do it again. Ellinger here on first down. Gets it out to Jamison down the sideline. And Jamison is marked down at the 49, gets 3.
Chased out by number 29, Joe Deneen.
It'll be interesting to see what kind of direction Coach Herman takes this Texas offense here in the third quarter. They have not been sharp since their first drive. Do they run the ball, try to take the air out of the ball? They have great field position. Really interesting to see what decisions they make here.
One of the factors, I believe, is Ellinger. And I think they told him, hey, don't run the ball today. We haven't seen him escape the pocket and really try to run and use his legs as we've seen all year.
Trey Watson, a good run. They're going to mark him down a yard shy. Daniel Wise with his 4th tackle.
Starting to go fast, starting to gain some momentum, not letting this defense substitute and call it blitzes.
Watson again keeps those legs churning and gets the first down. Deneen and Loneker, the linebackers, combine for the tackle, but not before. It is a first down for Watson.
Knowing the situation, having awareness by Ellinger and Watson, get on the ball, let's snap it, let's get this first down and get a new set of downs and create a big play, hopefully.
To Colin Johnson, and Johnson will get tackled by Corian Harris, the first one there. Picks up 5. Second down and 5 upcoming here for the Longhorns.
I agree, DeMarco. You got short passing and a lot of run game with the tailbacks. They really are trying to protect Ellinger and that shoulder, survive and advance. And right now they have a pretty good drive going with good field position.
Survive and advance to the Big 12 title game. Watson gets outside. Watson, a little hesitation, and he gets shoved out of bounds by Shaquille Taylor. He's going to be marked down at the 5-yard line, a 31-yard run.
Just a counter play, and he goes outside of that pulling guard, and Duvernay with another block on the edge. Trey Watson, another running back who can go the distance if you give him a little crease, and there you saw it.
First and goal, Ellinger, his pass to back to the end zone, touchdown Longhorns. Second touchdown pass of the game for Ellinger. One to Beck, one to Colin Johnson.
See if that gets him loosened up a little bit. The run game and short passes, nothing that crazy. Is this the old horse 2 look? Yeah, it is.
Duvernay, I love the way Duvernay blocks on the edge. He's making key blocks to spring, rushing yards, and that touchdown by Beck there.
Just a much more physical Texas football team under Tom Herman in year 2.
Cameron Dicker's extra point is good. 14-0, Texas leading over Kansas. Ellinger finding his tight end, Andrew Beck, for the 5-yard touchdown pass. And number 14, Texas leads by 14. Texas leading by 14, 8:40 to go here in this third quarter. A win here today, and Texas moves on to the Big 12 championship game. Ellinger starting this third quarter like he did the first quarter. Cameron Dicker will kick off. Back deep, Puka Williams and Khalil Herbert. And this will go in and through the end zone for a touchback. Time for a game break. Let's go to L.A. and check in with Sam Farber once again.
Justin, over on Fox, Iowa also adding to their advantage. Mekhi Sargent had a rushing TD earlier. Now a 5-yard touchdown pass from Nate Stanley makes it 28-10. Hawkeyes last 6.5 quarters, Iowa outscoring their opponents 91-13. Make that 28-13 to score in Iowa. Back to Justin, DeMarco, and Petros.
All right, thank you very much, Sam. Let's see what Kansas can do offensively. Can they get anything going? motion. Over the middle, down the field, incomplete for Steven Sims. Sims was looking for the flag. Chris Boyd was there on the coverage.
Yeah, he was looking, but that was really good coverage by Chris Boyd. Last year, they put a camera on the top of his head because his eyes were in the wrong place. This year, he's having a better year, and he played that post extremely well. Chris Boyd is running the post route. No, he's got his hands on him a little bit, but at the end of the play, he makes a play at the ball. That was a really good, solid coverage by Chris Boyd.
Well thrown ball.
Yeah.
Second down and 10. I like that Kansas was taking a shot there. They go to Sims again. Tries a stiff arm against Boyd. He gets 5, 3rd and 5.
Obviously a huge third down for Kansas. They just haven't been able to generate anything offensively. Their defense and Clint Bowen, they've done almost everything they can to keep them in this football game and keep them within striking distance. But the field position and just this offense's lack of ability to even get first downs for Coach Beatty has been a big frustration.
Bender. Changing the play. Play clock winding down. The handoff to Williams. Williams able to get the first down.
Number 25.
A good audible by Peyton Bender as Dom Williams picks up 6.
This is really all Dom Williams. Watch him just get outside and find a way to create. That ball's supposed to go inside, and he probably should have put it there.
Huge block by Tovey there. Coming around, pulling, and getting that edge secured.
Now they give it to Puka Williams. Trying to cut it back up the middle. And Puka gets hit by Malcolm Roach.
They've done a great job at setting the edge and making Puka Williams stop his feet and get going up. And Todd Orlando, he's drawing up some defensive blitzes. He's changing the defensive front. Last week he had 252 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. This year they're balling him up with only 32 yards, 2.7 for the lightning strike and Puka Williams.
Yeah, I think watching that tape, Texas said they're not going to do, we're not going to have him do to us what he did to Oklahoma.
Pass over the middle, and that's incomplete. Big hit, Caden Stearns on Steven Sims.
I love the way Caden Stearns plays. True freshman, started, and he's improved in all 11 games this season. Knowing where the ball is, trying to run a bubble slant, and Caden Stearns was not full, coming down hard with a big collision there. Leads the team with 4 interceptions. Almost had another one there, but I love the way this kid, Thorpe Award semifinalist as well.
So now 3rd and 8. Bender. They convert again on 3rd down. Jeremiah Booker with the catch.
Nice job by Bender, hanging in the pocket, standing strong and throwing that ball over the middle. It did collapse on him, but he was able to hang in there and get the ball right before Stearns makes another pretty good physical tackle.
16-yard play, the longest play of the day for Kansas. As Khalil Herbert cycles in at tailback. Herbert straight up the gut. Tackled by Anthony Wheeler. And Herbert gets 7, 2nd down and 3. The Jayhawks trying to answer that touchdown drive by the Longhorns.
This is the best they've looked offensively throughout the game, and certain things are starting to work a little bit more. Now a fullback in there.
That's Humphrey in there at fullback. Bender stepping up in the pocket. That ball's deflected. And it's incomplete. Tipped at the line by Malcolm Roach.
He's been very active in this game from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, the junior. 6'3", 270 pounds, getting one of those big hands up, recognizing. Bender does have a quick release, but it's kind of a low release. And a big guy like that doesn't have any trouble getting up and batting it down. Nice recognition by Roach.
3rd and 3, trying for yet another 3rd down conversion. Confusion on the receiver's part. Here for Kansas, Steven Sims and Kurt Johnson.
Well, they tried for a screen, and Chris Boyd is pressed. Knowing that he's pressed, he's going to be physical at the point of attack. Had a little hold there, but 5 yards. 5-yard rule, I guess.
And now, down 14-0, 5:39 to go. You get the ball at the 40-yard line. David Beatty's going to go for it on 4th and 3.
Why not?
And before the snap, we're going to have a timeout. A timeout taken by Kansas before the snap here.
Kansas has called their first timeout of the second half.
David Beatty, in his last game as the head coach of Kansas, calls this timeout. Why not go for it? What do you have to lose? He knows, he said to us, look, I wouldn't want to play us at this moment because of the way this team is starting to come together. They played Oklahoma tough last week, losing 55-40. And yet here Beatty knows this is his last game because Les Miles has been hired and is coming in and is already right now on the road doing his recruiting.
Quite a comparison between Les Miles and his career and Kansas football. It's pretty amazing what he's been able to accomplish and just how down Kansas has been over the years with some couple good positive things that happened in the Mangino era, but Les Miles with a big task ahead of him.
Well, 4th and 3 here. Puka Williams is back in.
Only have 5 guys in the box. Could they potentially keep it on the ground and hand it to their lightning rod running back in Puka Williams?
Bender moving around, throws high, incomplete for Sims. Boyd there on the coverage again.
Really good physical play on the outside by this Texas secondary. DeMarco was talking about Caden Stearns and how good he is, but just look how physical Boyd is, challenging this and staying right on top of Sims.
14-0. Texas will take over on downs. Sam Ehlinger back out there for Texas. The Longhorns taking over after Kansas cannot convert on 4th and 3. Keontae Ingram in at tailback as they start at their own 40. Ingram takes the handoff. He takes it up to the 44 to get 4 yards. A look at the standings here in the Big 12. The big matchup comes tonight, Oklahoma at West Virginia. The winner of that game moves on to the Big 12 championship game. 2nd down and 6. Empty backfield here for Ehlinger. Plenty of time in the pocket, now moving around. Ehlinger. He's going to run for the first down.
Well, that's exactly what Coach Herman wants to see. The normal Ehlinger ducks his head and gets more yardage there, but they need to keep him healthy. You know, Coach Herman, we asked him, is this where you thought you'd be in year 2 in Texas, playing for the Big 12 championship, trying to get into that game? And he said, we're actually ahead of schedule. We've done a lot better than I thought, considering what I inherited. He really likes how physical this team has become.
Hand off to Ingram. And Ingram gets tackled by Shaquille Taylor. A 6-yard pickup. And to follow up on that, Tom Herman, he said, our goal is to be the most physical team in the Big 12 and maybe in the country.
Well, that was really what they lost. You know, a lot of what happened to Texas at the end of Mack Brown's career and Charlie Strong's tenure was they were no longer bullying people. They weren't hitting people at the line of scrimmage. That was really more of Oklahoma's identity under Stoops, and they were getting pushed around, and Herman tired of it.
Ehlinger pumps, pressure coming from behind. Stripped, ball is loose. It looks like Elijah Rodriguez has jumped on top of it. Brian Lipscomb is the one who stripped the ball from Ehlinger.
Lipscomb there right at the top. Nice swipe at that ball. Can't locate it, though.
And they were trying to take a shot there, something that we really haven't seen from Texas, but you have to give Ehlinger time, and that time Lipscomb, physical, gifted athlete, just beats that tackle and finds the ball.
Now 3rd and 17. Ehlinger, the quick pass to Humphrey. And lil'Jordan Humphrey, it looks like he's going to have enough for that first down. He does. Just his 2nd catch of the day.
There he is, the aggressive and versatile player, just running a quick spinning route, coming downfield and staying tight. This is what you want to do. You want to stay tight to those blockers and get up north. And when he gets the ball, you have to gain tackle this guy. He's a big, 6'4", 220 pounds from South Lake, Texas. Breaks a lot of tackles and a lot of yards after catch.
A big 3rd down conversion there for the Longhorns. That could be the backbreaker for Kansas. Ehlinger taking the shot to Humphrey. And this is knocked down very nicely by Hassan Defense. He spells his name defense, and he just played nice defense.
It's a big box fade, and Humphrey was wide open, but he looked too early. You have to continue to run. You got to keep running. He slowed down there a little bit. That was a really solid play by Hassan Defense there.
Yeah, and that's still some of the learning to play wide receiver from Humphrey. Kind of backed into that route. That's something you don't normally see from a really polished wideout.
On 2nd and 10, Ehlinger again with time. And it's incomplete. There is a late flag thrown. Humphrey, the intended receiver.
Too much defense that time from Hassan. Looked like he got away with a hold, but didn't get away with it. The flag came really late.
Yeah, he kind of wrapped him around his waist there. And he's running a out and up. Eyes were not in the right place, and he kind of holds him right around the waist.
Holding, defense, number 13. 10-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
Sometimes you see a player grab the jersey and let go. He didn't let go very quickly.
I wouldn't either if I was trying to guard Humphrey. That's a tough receiver and a big physical guy to try to get your body in front of. But Kansas, with the penalties today, has really hurt themselves without a doubt.
Impressive that Texas does not have a penalty on the day. On first down, Ehlinger over the middle to the tight end, Beck again. And it's going to be 1st and goal from the 7-yard line.
Ehlinger does so well on play-action passes. He rides that running back and makes sure that those linebackers commit to that run before throwing the ball. Just great patience by Ehlinger.
Ehlinger looks back to the sideline. 1st and goal, under 2 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Takes the handoff. And he takes it up to the 3-yard line, gets 4. Joe Deneen with his 10th tackle of the game.
Hasn't been very pretty for this Texas offense today, but they've been able to push and lead and take advantage of some Kansas mistakes. And like we mentioned, no penalties for Texas. They've had some mistakes in this game, but they've played pretty clean, put themselves in a good position.
2nd and goal from the 4. Ehlinger, the pressure's coming. There's got to be a flag, no? I mean, Andrew Beck was just shoved to the ground.
Running the tight end across the formation. That's Tornendek, who knocked him over. A little too close to the line of scrimmage for the flag, I believe.
So 3rd and goal now. And I think a player may have blood on his arm. And that player is Andrew Beck.
Number 47 must go off the field because of blood.
A little blood never hurt anybody.
You know the rules?
Well, it could hurt you. It depends on how much.
You know the rules. Those white unis, it's hard to hide it. Makes you look tough.
On 3rd and goal. Ellinger. He's going to run for it. Ellinger still on his feet. Gets in. Touchdown. 11th rushing touchdown of the year for Sam Ellinger.
And you can kind of tell he was still protecting his arm on that run.
True dual threat quarterback. That's their first quarterback design run that we've seen all day, and it came in the red zone when they needed the touchdown the most. And Ellinger, physical, athletic, just being able to stay up, taking that shot to the knee and holding on to the ball more impressively. But Ellinger, just a very competitive player, one of the best quarterbacks in the Big 12.
Cameron Dicker makes the extra point to make it 21-0. Ellinger has accounted for 3 touchdowns on the day, 2 in the air, and this time on the ground with his feet. Sam Ellinger was smiling for a minute. Shane Buechele, the backup quarterback, came over and talked with him. The offensive line, Patrick Vahe, little hug for his quarterback. An aggressive run for a 3-yard touchdown run. Cameron Dicker. Another touchback for Dicker, the kicker. Well, the Las Vegas Invitational continues today, starting with a 3rd-place game coming up at 3:30 Eastern. That's North Carolina against UCLA. Then at 6:30, Texas takes on Michigan State for the championship. Catch all the action from Las Vegas on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
UCLA got pushed around last night by Michigan State.
Texas and North Carolina played a close one, with the Longhorns coming out victorious. 1:02 to go here in this 3rd quarter. The Jayhawks need something and need something fast. Herbert, a good run on 1st down.
And it really does feel like the bigger backs, Khalil Herbert and Dom Williams, has had more success than Puka in this game against the Texas defense. They're very fast and very physical, and trying to run sideline to sideline against these guys, as you were saying, DeMarco, I think you had success because of your speed, but I don't think there's anybody out there that fast for Kansas.
Yeah, going against this defense, they've always been known for their speed, but you have to go at them, and going east and west doesn't last. I mean, we've had a lot of battles, and defense, they've always been really good and solid on defense, but this Longhorns defense today has been extremely exceptional.
Bender on the play action, incomplete, looking for Stephon Robinson. So 3rd and 4 coming up.
And as we've been saying, 3rd down has been trouble all year. Todd Orlando, the defensive coordinator of the Horns, knows exactly that. 3rd down for the Jayhawks on offense and on the defensive side of the ball has been a real problem. Really the Achilles heel of the program.
Williams goes out in motion. Bender swings it out to him. Puka. He gets the 1st down. You could see him lower that head. They're going to mark him out. Let's see where.
Puka Williams,
mark him down at the 43.
170 pounds, delivered a huge blow to Caden Stearns there. True freshman on true freshman there. Wow.
2 great performing freshmen in the Big 12. And a great battle on the perimeter there.
And that will lead us to the 4th quarter. 21-0. Texas leading. Are trying to come home for the Big 12 championship game. They'll be playing in Arlington as they lead 21-0 over Kansas to open up this 4th quarter. Bender to throw on 1st down. And that is incomplete, looking for Steven Sims. Devontae Davis on the coverage.
Been banged up the last couple of games, but he's having an extremely good game. Devontae Davis, the senior from Miami, Florida.
Bender is just 9 of 21 for 67 yards.
He is a veteran cover corner. You go over to that guy, you know that things are going to be contested. Between Davis and Chris Boyd, two really good long corners that Texas has.
Hand off to Puka Williams. Puka able to bounce. It's got a block with the speed. Puka Williams down the sideline. There he goes. Lightning rod, 57 yards.
Now that's elite speed.
That's different speed. That is track speed right there. And you knew at some point Puka was going to find that magic, and he found it there on that long, impressive run. Puka Williams really had nowhere to go. He makes the inside zone, gets stopped there, then he bounces out, but he's small. You can't see him behind that offensive line. And once he sees daylight, there's not a person in NCAA college football that's going to catch him when he's in front of you.
I'd like to see a race between him and Kyler Murray.
I love Kyler Murray, but I think Puka may win.
Gabriel Rui with the extra point. Puka had 252 rushing yards last week and 2 rushing touchdowns. Today, he just takes 157 yards to the house. Makes it a 21-7 ball game. FS1 College Football is sponsored by Dave & Buster's. Eat, drink, play, and watch sports. Puka Williams just electrified this place with that 57-yard run for the touchdown to make it a 21-7 game. 4th run of 50 or more yards this season, which is the most in the Big 12. The true freshman, over 1,000 yards on the season. Liam Jones will kick off. Lil'Jordan Humphrey is back to receive this. And he won't get a chance. But Puka Williams was playing a little peekaboo on that touchdown run.
That he did. The defensive line actually does a great job, and you can't see Puka there. And then you see Stearns coming up, and he gets lost because he's so small. They say he's 5'10", but I think they must have measured him with the spikes on. He's not that tall, but Puka Williams hiding behind that offensive line and getting lost in the shuffle. Then he comes out of nowhere and hits it. Stern has nowhere to go. I mean, he couldn't see him.
That's what he's trying to explain to Coach Orlando right there. And very interesting, when you saw Puka Williams make that decision to take off, that was a different gear than we have seen from a guy all year. That's real speed there.
Ellinger on first down to Colin Johnson. Johnson trying to break the tackle. He can't. He'll get 4. Corian Harris was the first one there to at least hold up the big Colin Johnson.
Now you figure Texas is pretty comfortable with that 21-point lead, but that play was a changer for them. They're going to have to settle things down and find a way to get a good drive here, lest these Jayhawks start to get more hope in their heart.
And they are going against the wind right now for this 4th quarter. Watson takes the handoff. Trying to spin and fall forward. Gets up to the 32, will get 3. So 3rd and 3 coming up.
And you see a little bounce in the step of that Kansas defense. They know they have an opportunity here.
But can they take advantage over that? That's been the key all day long. They haven't taken advantage over their opportunities. Defense played well in the first half. Offense just had a big score. Can they hold them here and get the ball back in Puka Williams' hand?
5 wide receivers, and you wonder if this might be a run for Ellinger. Ellinger has it picked off. His 2nd interception of the game. Shaquille Taylor. And all of a sudden, momentum has shifted here in Lawrence. He has as many interceptions today as Ellinger has had all season coming into today.
That is what the Longhorns were trying to avoid, and it seems like when Kansas drops 8 players and Ellinger's just standing back there, he has trouble seeing it.
Shaquille Taylor on the outside being very physical. He's trying to run and cover a under route, but he just steps in front of that ball there and makes a huge interception for this defense. Second one of the game, 4th of the year for Shaquille Taylor.
So now Kansas takes over at the 22 of Texas. Bender to Sims. Stiff arm gets run out of bounds at the 17-yard line. Devontae Davis. There it is.
Wow.
His first 11 games, he threw 2 picks.
It just goes to show you what a sudden change like that Puka Williams touchdown can do for a football team. All those guys on the sideline saw that electricity. The defense responds, and now the offense with another opportunity.
And this defense, they are opportunistic. 16th interception this year. The pass over the middle, and that is picked off. Jeffrey McCulloch back the other way. He's got a blocker. McCulloch shoved out of bounds inside the 25. Kerr Johnson chases him down.
Extremely athletic play by Jeffrey McCulloch there to get that interception. They had Steven Sims Jr. wide open coming up that inside rail route, and McCulloch just jumps up and he sees it one-handed, makes a tip to himself, and makes a big-time interception for this Longhorn defense to get that stop and get the ball back into Ellinger's hand.
Yeah, he got that right hand up. Look at that. That is a really athletic play, just like DeMarco said.
And to stay on your feet.
Yeah, to track it and have the concentration to get it and take it all the way down the field, almost to the house. Another sudden change by the Longhorns. And Sam's happy, putting his helmet back on.
A 58-yard return on the interception by McCulloch. Ellinger's back out there in great field position at the 25 now of Kansas. The official
went down.
Yep.
Got to fix all that communication stuff.
Bender has to put that ball over top. And here's the referee getting swiped. Get out of the way, ref. It's a little cold down there. That turf is hard.
Lost that microphone.
He's all right. I think he'll be okay.
That's how I feel when DeMarco tackles me up here. My microphone goes down. I got to find it.
So 1st and 10 now from Texas as they just took the momentum right back.
They might try to take a shot right here.
Handoff to Watson. Watson bounces it. And Watson. He has himself the first down. Deneen.
Kansas is calling for the fumble.
They got it. Kansas wants it reviewed.
That the runner was down before the ball came loose. First down.
Yeah,
he's down.
All the way down.
Yep.
But it's always a little awkward when you're rolling on top of somebody and your knee is not down. But that is a pretty clear indicator there with that shot.
The officials going over towards the Kansas sideline. David Alvarez has been busy today. One more look. Rolling over Deneen.
Down.
He's down, and then the ball comes loose.
clearly down.
The head and shoulders are down.
We're not playing head, shoulders, knees, and toes
No,
anymore.
but there's the head, there's the shoulders, there's the knees, and the toes.
Kansas head coach is challenging the willing on the field of the runner down.
And why not if you're David Beatty? You got to take these chances down the stretch here. See his D coordinator there, Clint Bowen, with him.
So Bob Hubble upstairs in the replay booth will talk it over with David Alvarez. And while we have this moment, we want to say thank you to a few special members of our crew, as this is Thanksgiving weekend and they've been with us all year long. Our technical producer Mark Alsmeyer, our technical director Mike Lang, our viz operator Dave Trout, EBS Chris Thompson and Reggie Thompson, RDO guys Matt Rossetti and Dave Nardelli, video Darren Peterson and Mike Vaughn, camera Bill Anderson and John Sapchinski, Foxbox Alex Stevepack, and the engineers Phil and Carl.
The ruling on the field is confirmed. Kansas is charged a timeout and has lost the right to challenge for the remainder of the game.
And we were right up here, and these guys have been right all along with us this whole year, traveling with us for 13 weeks, and we appreciate their efforts each and every week.
Yeah, they've done a great job and made my job a lot easier my first year, and I've had a lot of fun with you guys, and those guys behind the scenes don't get a lot of credit, but they deserve it, and we're thankful for them as well.
It is 1st and 10 now from the 15-yard line. Trey Watson gets tackled by guess who? Joe Deneen, number 13 on the day.
Deneen leaving all out there, knowing senior day, my last day to strap it up and play for the Jayhawks. Can't talk more about this young man and how impressive he is on and off the field and what he's been to this Jayhawk football team the years he's been here.
He said it was really interesting playing high school ball here in Lawrence, then coming here. So the same media members were covering me in high school that cover me now. Watson will go to the right of Ellinger. Play clock down to 1. Ellinger gets the snap off in time. To the back of the end zone. Incomplete. Looking for LJ. lil'jordan Humphrey. Hassan defense there. Going up against the big wide receiver.
They've done a great job on Humphrey all day, and you can kind of tell their game plan was not to be beaten by lil'jordan. Good job recovering after getting turned around by defense.
It's 3rd and 8 after that 58-yard interception return by Jeffrey McCulloch. Gave them great starting field position at the 25 of Kansas. The play clock expired.
Delay game, offense, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
And that is the first penalty, if I'm correct, against the Longhorns today.
Played a pretty clean game.
I mean, there should have been a late hit earlier in the game, but it was never called.
They've been very physical at the point of attack and all that. They've just played it really clean.
So now it's 3rd and 13. Ellinger. Pocket collapsing, and Ellinger goes down. Azor Kamara comes up to make the play.
The Jayhawks are still getting after it. Kamara comes on the bull rush, gets rid of him. As Ellinger pushes up in the pocket, he's not allowed to because Kamara's at his feet. These guys are still getting the most out of their careers, getting every drop of football out of this place, Memorial Stadium, before they close the doors at the end of this game.
A 34-yard attempt for Cameron Dicker. And that is good.
The kick is good.
The true freshman from Austin converts. It's 24-7. Longhorns leading. FS1 College Football is sponsored by Farmers Insurance. Find an agent at farmers.com. Those guys made it up from Austin to watch their Longhorns lead Kansas 24-7 and try to punch a ticket to the Big 12 title game next week in Arlington. Cameron Dicker will kick off into the wind. Puka Williams, Khalil Herbert are back deep. Again, that field goal was all set up by the interception of Jeffrey McCulloch in the 58-yard return. And this is going to go out of bounds again. Second time it has done that for Cameron Dicker, kicking into the wind. So that means Kansas will start at the 35. Well, tonight, it's the Apple Cup. Washington against Washington State. And then tomorrow, one of the most anticipated games of the year. Number 4, Michigan, taking on number 10, Ohio State. Coverage begins at 11 Eastern on Fox, or watch anywhere on the Fox Sports app. Look at this. The last time Michigan won in Columbus, Drew Henson was a starting quarterback. Jim Harbaugh was in his final year in the NFL as a quarterback. On first down, it's Dom Williams. I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah, it's been a while, and that's why they hired Jim Harbaugh. And this is his year to do it. There's no doubt about it. Michigan is the better football team, I think, on paper, the eyeball test over Ohio State, but that doesn't mean they're going to win the game.
3-yard gain in the play. 2nd and 7 at the 38.
Second down and 7 now for Kansas. Bender with pressure coming up the middle, throws low, and that's incomplete for Steven Sims. Coming over the top was Caden Stearns.
He's really impressive to watch down in and down out. He's everywhere.
He really is. He can play in the run game, but he was all over that post route and almost took it back if he would have made a better throw there. But Caden Stearns is a guy, a young player that has a very high ceiling, and he's fun to watch.
I think one of his pregame routines might be painting his face.
It may be, yeah. But you don't often see it, a guy that finds his way around the ball that much. That's a true freshman.
Flag, couple of flags. Bender trying to escape, and he gets caught. Joseph Osai brings him down, but let's wait to see what these flags are for.
Offsides by the defense. It's a free play, so he should have taken a shot there. If you're Peyton Bender, you got to be aware of that.
Offside. Defense, number 46, in the neutral zone at the snap. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
Well, now the penalties are really starting to mount up for Texas.
Give me a second. They got 2 for 10 yards. Kansas has 88 yards in penalty.
But those 2 have happened really in the last couple of minutes. So it's 3rd and 2 now for the Jayhawks. Bender fumbles it, and now he gets sacked. He was just trying to go with a little play action with Puka Williams, and the ball goes off Williams' leg. Malcolm Roach brings him down with Charles Omenihu, and it's a loss of 5.
Tough situation.
Oh, that was actually Puka who knocked it loose.
Yeah, but that's on him. He's got to have a tighter hold of that ball in the play fake. Puka had his arms up against his body, wasn't trying to get after the ball. Just a little sloppiness in the fake by Bender, and that's what caused the sack by Omenihu.
Kyle Thompson, it's a punt. Deshaun Jameson, fair catch. And is able to run up and make that catch at the 22. 9:16 to go here. Texas on top.
Cameron Dicker for University of Texas, Red River immortality. He hit it! Dicker, the kicker, 48-45, Texas. Here we go. They're going for 2. Greer, quarterback run. Greer, he got it! 42-41.
With a win here today, Texas would move on to take on one of those 2 teams.
Last season, they were 1-4 versus ranked teams, and Tom Herman has done a great job this year. They flipped the script with a 4-1 record, beating OU, Iowa State, and USC early in the year. And this Tom Herman. He has the Longhorns playing extremely well, and college ball is just much more exciting when the Longhorns are dominating and playing well, you know.
That's the truth. And what about those two games that we just saw, both on Fox? One a win, one a loss. The Red River game, which you were at, DeMarco, and then that West Virginia game, which we saw them the next week. I mean, what wild Big 12 games they've been a part of this year. So much entertainment. Absolutely right. I agree. Texas has to be good for college football to be good.
Ingram gets caught by Mike Lee. The safety gets 2. It adds fuel to the fire when you've got Texas being good, Michigan, Ohio State, Oklahoma, the blue bloods of college football, USC, Notre Dame.
Notre Dame's good.
Well, I didn't say USC was having a good year. I just said it's good when they are good.
Concentrate on the positive. Oklahoma's good. DeMarco's doing great.
They'll get there. They'll get there.
3rd and 9. They get it out to Ingram. And he gets almost clotheslined by Kamara.
This Kansas defense, they played well this whole year.
This is a clothesline
game. Yeah, he kind of got clotheslined.
Hey, WWE is coming to Fox. Off the top turnbuckle.
They've given their offense a lot of opportunities. The offense just wasn't able to capitalize on some key situations today, but this Kansas defense today, they played well throughout the game for the most part.
Kwame Lassiter is back to receive the punt from Bushevsky. No fair catch signaled. And he gets tackled, wrapped up right away by Josh Thompson. Sam Ehlinger hasn't been as precise as maybe he'd like to, but he has accounted for 3 touchdowns today. And Texas leads 24-7. Back here in Lawrence, 24-7. Texas leading. Ehlinger, 16 of 28, 154 yards. He has thrown 2 interceptions today. Puka Williams had the long touchdown run for Kansas, the only score of the game for the Jayhawks. Bender here on 1st down, throws low, and it is a catch. Rolled a catch by Dalen Charlotte. Picks up 4.
Jayhawks offense has been inconsistent at best all day, but they have had electricity from Puka Williams. His one run, one of the most impressive runs I've seen this year. So much speed.
Pass to Kurt Johnson is complete. 3rd down coming up here for the Jayhawks. Multiple flags.
False start. Offense, number 61, 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
That goes against Malik Clark, the redshirt sophomore out of New Orleans. Or do you say New Orleans? New Orleans. New Orleans, yeah.
I say the 504.
or the boot. The boot.
The Crescent City is also accepted.
Williams goes out in motion. On 3rd and 7. Bender on the slant, able to complete it for the 1st down as he finds Dalen Charlotte again on 18-yard completion.
Good throw there by Bender. They're running a slant route, and you got 2 receivers clearing it out for Charlotte to come through underneath on that slanting. Good pitch and catch by Bender to Charlotte.
He dug it right off the turf. Really nice athletic catch.
The transfer from Alabama. Bender nearly picked off.
Pass is incomplete.
Jumping that route was B.J. Foster.
Can't stare down your wide receiver when you're in a zone defense. You have to look off a defensive player, and that time he's just staring at Dalen Charlotte the entire time, and Foster almost came up with the interception there.
We mentioned some people earlier in this game. Our crew behind the scenes. With 5:26 to go here in this fourth. Draw play. It's Puka. And Puka Williams is going to come up a yard shy as he gets 9. Want to thank our production crew who's been with us all year long. Producer Kevin Patterson, director Renardo Lowe, our associate director Caden Pfeiffer, the broadcast associates Dan Radoff and Matt Gossip, our statistician up here in the booth Scott Lightman, and our spotter Ken Trevor. And that pass is complete to Kurt Johnson for the first down.
Bender with a quick release. They're having a run pass option, which is taking over college football. It was a draw set up, but he saw the pressure coming and got the ball out of his hands extremely fast to get the first down.
4:45 to go here in this fourth. Bender. Watch out. Ball comes loose. And it looks like Hakeem Adenigi has recovered it. He has. The fumble was forced by Jeffrey McCulloch, who had the interception earlier.
Active hands from McCulloch. And this Texas defense has made it a real adventure for Kansas all day. Stayed after the ball, really just wanted the ball, didn't go for the sack, went for the strip and got it.
2nd and 10. Bender. Over the middle, and he completes it to Khalil Herbert. He gets 4. Anthony Wheeler on the tackle.
I will say one thing about the future. Khalil Herbert's a junior. Dom Williams, who's been really tough today, is a sophomore. Puka Williams is a freshman. Anthony Wheeler's been tackling these guys all day, but I think Les Miles is going to look at these 3 backs and say, hey, that's 3 pretty good backs.
Recruit a different position. Taking the shot, and that is caught. Touchdown, Dalen Charlotte. 31 yards. What a throw by Peyton Bender. Devontae Davis all over Dalen Charlotte.
Dalen Charlotte just running a go route and kind of makes a great catch. That's an unbelievable catch, but impressive throw by Bender. Devontae Davis never saw the ball, and Dalen Charlotte goes up, makes a strong catch, strong hands by the receiver, the junior receiver from Patterson, Louisiana.
That was a quick decision by Bender, too. That ball was in the air, really, before Davis could get his head around.
Rui's extra point is good, 24-14. People watching this one closely going, whoa, Kansas just had a big play.
I am an Instagram boyfriend, but now that rolled chicken tacos are back at Taco Bell,
Son's had hard hands.
My hands are tied. Let's just enjoy this moment.
Take the picture.
Rolled chicken tacos are back with your choice of dips, only at Taco Bell. Cats will do anything for the irresistible taste of Temptations treats.
What are you doing?
Oh, hey, check this out. Temptations. Cats can't resist.
It is a 10-point game with 3:27 to go. 24-14, Texas leading Kansas.
Kansas going to drive.
Bender, the touchdown pass to Dalen Charlotte. The longest touchdown catch in the career of Dalen Charlotte, who began his career at Alabama. Gabriel Rui. Texas is setting up for the onside kick. Comes back near side. It's punched out of bounds by Colin Johnson.
Nice play by Johnson. Heads up.
Very smart play by Colin Johnson there. Not to try to catch it and get TO'd, but just get the ball out, punches it out. But confusing onside kick and really great bounce by the Jayhawks. But Colin Johnson making a more impressive play, just knocking the ball out.
Really well designed on both sides. I remember the days of the onside kick where everyone just lined up in their normal spot, and it was every man for himself out there. but now there's a lot more technicality that goes into it as the rules have changed, and that's pretty well designed by Kansas and well executed by Texas. Not sure what the discussion is exactly about here. I thought that ball went 10 yards. Everybody seemed onside.
Just the spot. I believe he pushed it forward, so they could be looking at the spot of the ball.
During the kick, number 9 of the receiving team batted the ball forward. Now, that's illegal. 10-yard penalty, and we will re-kick.
Wow. Oh, wow. I guess you have to bat it to the side. That forward angle, illegal. Can't bat it towards your opponent's goal line. Now, he didn't bat it straight forward, but it did have a forward trajectory. They're going to get another shot.
You can see Tom Herman's disgust.
Well, you tell the guys exactly what to do, and they do it.
Yeah, we saw that a few years ago at Oklahoma State, too.
Yeah, it was a forward trajectory. No doubt about that.
Rui again to try to perform the onside kick.
Do you do the same thing, or do you pooch it? What do you do here?
Just depends which leg Rui is more comfortable with. Looked like he had a pretty nice kick to the left side the first time.
325. It should have started on the touch. 325. Thank you.
You're trying to pooch it right over that first line and see if he can run and get it. Maybe going for the same look.
Going straight ahead with it, and it's not loose. Still loose. And there's the scrum. Kansas had it initially. They're saying Kansas has recovered.
That was a great job by this special teams unit. Holy cow, that was an awesome kick and delivery.
Instead, they just kick it straight right into the teeth of that Texas hands team. And the worst thing possible for the Longhorns happened. The ball bounced back.
Looks like the Longhorns, man, came up with the ball, but they were pointing in Kansas' direction.
The ruling on the field that the receiving team touched the ball and it was covered by the kicking team. First down, Kansas.
Tyrone Miller Jr. is the one who has recovered it. And that's where it was hit by the Texas player. And the ball is loose right here, and now it's... Who knows what's going on?
Anybody's guess there.
You don't want to be on the bottom of that pile, I can tell you that. But looks like Texas may have recovered this at the end of the...
It's Kansas ball. They're giving it to him. Here's Bender. Bender dancing around. Now he's going to throw back across the middle, and that is caught by Kerr Johnson.
Bender's coming alive and making some plays on his feet a little, but making some key throws.
And remember that challenge that was rejected in the third quarter. Kansas one less timeout now to work with, and they need 2 scores.
The previous play is under further review. The ruling on the field was a completed pass.
So let's see if this was in fact a catch. If Kerr Johnson got his hands underneath and picked it cleanly, it would be a 13-yard completion. With 3:07 to go here in this one, 24-14, Texas leading.
It's been a busy group all day between the review booth and the officials on the field.
Never want to see a quarterback throw across his body, but in this situation, he makes a great play as well. As Kerr Johnson making that play, making that grab.
I think this should be a pretty quick review for Bob Hubble and David Alvarez.
Should be.
Should be. Should being the operative word.
You do get the feeling from Texas. This is not an easy place to play, not a giant crowd for them. And sometimes you kind of feel a little awkward when you're playing in situations like this, they are in a survive and advance mode here.
After review, on the field is confirmed. It's a catch.
So it will go down as a 13-yard reception for Kerr Johnson. And it's 1st and 10 from the 44 of Texas. Can Kansas get a quick score?
1st and 10 Kansas at the 44.
Bender, that quick pass. And it's complete to Jeremiah Booker for 8.
Lots of easy throws from Bender. They're just running stops and hitches, and he's delivering the ball with ease right now.
And now he has trouble with a snap, able to recover. Pump fake. Now takes a shot up top for Booker. There is a flag coming on the near side. Not even near the field of play. And it's going to be ineligible receiver downfield.
Ineligible receiver downfield. Offense, number 61, 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
It became an awkward situation when the ball was fumbled. Malik Clark didn't really know what to do. We've seen a lot of legal man downfield this year with the RPOs, and offensive linemen kind of ended up in no man's land. This time, I think everybody thought Bender was going to tuck it and run.
2nd down and 7. Here's the handout to Williams. And Puka Williams, forward progress up to the 36, gets 5. B.J. Foster with a tackle. And you can see Kansas trying to go fast as we're under 2:20. Again, the draw play. Puka. There's a flag. Do we have a face mask?
For a guy his size, he sure does break a lot of tackles. Only 170 pounds, but he runs a lot stronger and harder than his weight.
Yeah, he's a tough guy right there. He got his neck wrenched on the face mask. Kansas still with an opportunity here.
Starting to see these penalties that we didn't see in the first half for Texas. Now they're starting to get these penalties, and it's costing them some yards.
Wisely, Bender goes over to the sideline using this as a timeout.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 25, 15-yard penalty, and a 1st down.
That's against B.J. Foster, the true freshman.
And he's just trying to make a tackle there and grab something on a very elusive player. And just grabs the wrong thing. Look at that ball protection by Puka Williams. I mean, that guy really knows how to secure the ball for a little guy running inside. Really impressed with him.
1st and 10 from the 21. Bender going to the end zone. Incomplete for Steven Sims.
That time, Todd Orlando sending pressure, making sure that Bender's not having time, and he throws that ball a little too fast because he felt that pressure coming in on him. Good job by that defensive call there.
I like taking the shots here to the end zone because you know they got to score twice. Whether it's a touchdown and a field goal on this possession or what. That stops the clock with the incomplete pass.
Only one timeout, and remember, if they don't get a 1st down, the clock doesn't stop generally, so.
Bender, high pass, and that's incomplete off the hands of Stephon Robinson.
And this was underneath the marker anyway. It would have kept the clock going. To your point, Justin, about taking shots into the end zone. Ball probably should have been caught.
3rd and 10. 1:49 to go. Pressure coming, and that's a big-time sack. Anthony Cook, another true freshman, and there's the timeout, the final timeout used by Kansas.
That's 3 straight pressures that Tyler Orlando has called in making sure that Bender is not comfortable in that pocket. You see they bring a cover 0 blitz here, man-to-man on the outside, and they're bringing everyone to get the ball out of his hands, and they got the sack that time. Good job at getting home by Anthony Cook.
Yeah, it was Cook and Locke coming on the outside, and Cook kind of lulled Puka Williams to sleep. He went out and blocked Locke, and that just left an open hole for Cook to run in and take advantage.
Well, Big 12 championship game tickets are on sale now at SeatGeek.com in the conference where every game matters. Be in the stadium when the champion is crowned. Visit SeatGeek.com today. Texas, with a win, will be in that championship game. Gabriel Rui is on to try to attempt a 45-yard field goal to make this a 1-score game.
And you get the onside kick, you have a chance to tie it or win with a 2-point conversion after a touchdown. I like this decision and not going for it desperately on a 4th and very long.
And he has the wind behind him for this 45-yard attempt.
The kick is good. Texas 24, Kansas 17.
With 1:37 to go, an onside kick coming up. It ain't over yet.
Talk about the effort from this Kansas team, and you can see how much they love and admire Beatty and trying to get a victory here. Seniors and for their coach, but they've been fighting all day long and haven't given up on themselves, and that's just the effort that you like to see from the team.
And I know that Texas hands team doesn't want to go back out there. This is a tough situation for Texas as Kansas keeps coming. They have the bounce in their step. They definitely have the momentum. Of course, that can change very rapidly with no timeouts in this onside kick, but you got to give Kansas a lot of credit. There's been a lot of moments in this game where it just seemed like it got away, but they've kept after it and created these opportunities.
We have seen a couple of creative onside kick attempts by Kansas. Do they have one more up their sleeve?
Well, you figure you don't have 3 ready for a game, do you?
Rui is out there again.
They've gone to the left, they've gone to the middle.
And this is caught by lil'jordan Humphrey. He hasn't been too active offensively, but he just, with that play, sealed the game for Texas.
Yeah, he's made the best catch all game on this onside kick and secured a win and secured a Big 12 championship.
And everybody now on the Texas sideline can start dancing.
What a great year that they have had, starting out with a loss to Maryland. Everybody kind of rolled their eyes and thought, wow, here we go again. Just like last year, opening up with a loss to Maryland. But man, have they pulled it together.
Yes, they have. This is a solid team, a lot of great veteran players, a lot of young guys. But now with this victory, they secured an opportunity to play in the Big 12 championship. And Tom Herman, just in his second year, he's done a fabulous job, and a lot of emotions for Coach Beatty.
David Beatty's team, they fought all the way to the end. They made Texas earn this victory and earn this trip to the Big 12 championship game. But Tom Herman, he said what he was so proud about his team after the loss at Maryland is the belief in the culture, the belief in the way we do things. The kids, they believe in the overarching theme of love in our program. I'm just so proud of them for never wavering in that belief. And because they never wavered, they fought through adversity. They have a chance to play for the Big 12 title next week. They will await the winner of the Oklahoma-West Virginia game tonight to figure out who their opponent will be at Jerry World.
And they finally have a quarterback, Ellinger. They got 2 very solid receivers from Johnson and Humphrey, just like they had Colt McCoy, Quan Cosby, Jordan Shipley. They have a good core here, and they've played extremely well this year. Now they have another opportunity to win another Big 12 championship.
This between great friends, the hug right here. You know, Coach Beatty is saying, go get him in that Big 12 championship game. The last game for Coach Beatty as the head coach here for Kansas. But Tom Herman in his second year as the head coach for the Longhorns, he is taking his team to the Big 12 championship game. Sam Ehlinger accounted for 3 touchdowns on the day, 2 in the air, 1 on the ground. He also threw 2 interceptions, which I'm sure he was not going to be happy about, but his team got the win, and that's all that he really truly cares about. He can smile on this Thanksgiving weekend. He got to eat some turkey, and now he gets to play in a Big 12 championship game.
And if there's one thing Coach Herman has done, it's make this a much more physical football team. DeMarco mentioned the skill guys and the star quarterback that they have. You expect that from Texas. You also expect them to be physical at the line of scrimmage, and that's what they lost, and that's what Herman has brought back to Austin. Congratulations to them playing for the Big 12 championship next week.
Playing this team when I was in college for the Sooners, Red River rivalry, the offensive line, defensive line, and as you mentioned, physicality. That's what this Longhorn program is all about. And they're showing it.
Well, we talked about the physicality that Coach Herman has brought to this team. He is downstairs standing by with Alex Curry.
Coach, Kansas made it interesting down to the wire. What did you see from your guys to hold on to this game and come out with this huge win?
Well, we played complementary football. You know, we turned the ball over uncharacteristically twice, and, you know, our defense got the ball right back when things were looking pretty grim, and then, you know, you kick it to our captain on an onside kick, and that's exactly who we want, catching the onside kick, and they made a great play, but our guys were resilient, and they understood all you got to do is win by 1, and we got it done.
You're headed to the Big 12 championship. When you look back at this season, how proud are you of this group and what they were able to accomplish?
Oh, extremely proud. I mean, we're overachieving, and you know, we understand that you know, there's some really good teams in this league, really good teams, and that team we just played, you know, had been pretty much in pretty much every ball game, and so we gotta, you know, get healed up. We got an extra day to do it. We got 8 days to prepare, but we're going to need our best in Arlington, that's for sure.
Well, congratulations, Coach. Enjoy this moment.
Thank you.
Justin, back to you.
Alex, thank you very much. DeMarco Murray, Petros Papadakis, it has been a blast working with you guys all year long. Alex Curry, thank you for joining us for this one. 24-17, Texas is going on to the Big 12 title game. We will get you back to the LA for the post-game show after this. But Texas wins it 24-17.